Let's take a closer look at standard deviation, one of our measures of variation or dispersion. As we have said, standard deviation is really just an average of how much the data differs from the mean. If we have more spread out data, we're going to have a larger standard deviation. If our data is really close together, our standard deviation should be small. Now, rather than me reinvent everything, I decided to just link to a couple short videos that do a really good job and kind of a fun way of explaining how we got the standard deviation formula, helping it make sense to us when we see it, and then also another video that explains why sometimes you will see formulas that divide by n and other times in n-1. I will post those links in the comments for this video. All right, let's take a look at the formula we're going to use based on our textbook. It is the n-1 formula. So it says the standard deviation is equal to the square root of this big fraction. And inside this big fraction, at the top, we have this weird symbol that is called sigma. It stands for find the sum of these things. So we're going to sum up all the data points minus the mean, that quantity squared, and then divide that sum by n-1 and then take the square root. I know that's a lot and that looks intimidating, so let's break it down bit by bit. To compute the standard deviation, first thing, which we're good at doing now, is finding the mean. Add up all the data, divide by the total number of data points. Then let's calculate the deviation from the mean for each of those data points. It's just a simple subtraction problem. Then we want to square each of those deviations, and then we're going to add them together. That's that sigma. Then we're going to divide that result by n-1, and finally, we're going to compute the square root of that result. So if you recall, in a previous video, we looked at some quiz scores, 4 sections of quiz scores. These quiz scores were actually very different for each of the 4 sections. However, the mean and the median for each of them was 5, so we were missing something. Without going into too much detail right here, I'm just going to tell you that the standard deviation for each of these is very different. So section A, where everything was the same, 5s all the way, then our standard deviation was 0. That tells me that data is like, there's no change. Everything's the same if I have a standard deviation of 0. For section B, where I had all 0s and 10s, then my standard deviation was 5. That's huge. That tells me there's a wide gap in the data. For section C, everything was close together in the middle, 4, 5, and 6, so my standard deviation is very small. It's just 0.8. It's telling me it's very close data. And then section D, we had mostly 5s, but then we did have a 0 and a 10, so my standard deviation is a little bit higher because of that. So that gives you an idea of how the standard deviation can tell us something about the data without us actually seeing the data. In the next video, we will calculate standard deviation for a set.